Let's get the news now from Lucy. It's the best way to summarise that one.
Pick up on
later
on and the possible repercussions that it might have for us here in Britain. What else is...
Closer to home, as the weather's nice, so get up, go for a walk, go and unloaded, actually. What you've got to do is you've...
It was stopping and checking. It wasn't to do with a software problem, because that...
to hold talks with German Chancellor.
And a very fine one, too.
Thank you.
Although I have to say...
In the next half hour, how to get compensation for that sort of thing.
And today's papers. Now let's find out what's happening where you're waking up this morning.
Andrea Casper's here to...
No!
7 out of 10. See, that's what they don't want to say, isn't it?
I know, I'm just absolutely devastated now.
You've been more. I think women, you're more...
Yeah, the papers. The Queen's new...
Off work, all about ways to get your own back. The former News International chief in this context. 7 gastric bans. The headlines now this morning, the Chancellor's... OK, here's a question for you. Have you ever waited in for a delivery? Oh, are you frustrated?
Results from a daybreak...
Notice some of your gripes. Lucy's got the weather for you this morning. Will formally become... The community has now started a trust to support the Philpott family and help them with funeral costs for the children. Slater, who knows the family... Pages for you. A mixed bag of headlines, front pages in... And
The Guardian, meanwhile, going with the ongoing... We will not be unaffected.
It didn't arrive. To take it off...
And that, I'm afraid, is the point.
Maybe it was a bit too soon for you to have that.
The girl, these things just happen. In the next half hour, facing...
Here's Lucy now with the news. In and all the problems you... Well, and now Lorraine's here, isn't it? What's the maximum sentence, for instance? A slap on the wrist and just a warning. Bit of dark black and that kind of thing, not the frilly... And I chatted to her yesterday.
Gorgeous. This morning goes to Rupert Penry-Jones and Neil...
Thanks, guys.
We're going to get the weather now.
Yeah. What was that last?
Lovely to see you this morning.
Yeah,
We've all got a little bit... We have got Execution Service with media. Do you think she gets fair treatment in the way she's described and depicted? Go, yes, it's so frustrating, or not. Who knows? But if you've ever waited in for a delivery, I bet you'll agree with this, because it's so annoying, isn't it, if it doesn't show up with the poor service.
Meanwhile, after the break...
Now, Rupert Penry-Jones and Neil Stook go for that.
Because we, of course, have to get to the new series of Silk, which kicks off at...
Well, the last series set of London barristers, known, of course, as Taking Six.
Where was that?
At the Copacabana.
Not
Lorraine.
the Copa. Copacabana. Here's Lorraine. She'll explain more.